Hello, this is Michael Gill, and today I'll be doing a review on the PowerSeed 90 watt universal charger.
You can get this on Amazon for $26. As you can see, it has a lot of different tips. It works with a lot of different types of devices, and it has a lot of features. It has USB-C and has a variety of different voltages that you can use with Type-C. As you can see right here, there's a lot of different voltages that it does use. What's nice, it also has a USB port for charging.
So first let's do a quick unboxing and show you what's inside, and then we're going to get to the features. Over here you have a bag of tips, and all these tips can connect to this charger piece, and this is just one piece right here. Over here you have your instructions, quick start guide, our voltage calculator, and I guess tip finder, and over here we have the warranty card. Okay, so first let's take a look at the actual charger. Okay, so right off the bat, you can see that it does have just one piece. This does not disconnect. It's got the USB port for charging, and this is an American plug right here. And you flip that out, you just plug it right in. Over here you have the tips, all the different types of tips, and we're going to show you how these work later on. But I believe it's 16 tips, maybe more. Over here you have the quick start guide, the DC tips list, and we have the warranty card. The best way to show you how to use it is actually using the Get Started user guide. And as they properly point out, if you put in the wrong charger, you may ruin your device. So always double check and make sure you're using the right one. So grab your laptop, and on the back, you should be able to find where it has the information. Over here, it says, for example, the model number is the Latitude 5491. And the important thing right here is that the input is 19 volts and 4.62 amps dash 6.7 amps. Sometimes if there's a removable battery, you have to remove the battery like that, and it should be under if it's an older laptop. Sometimes they're much harder to read. And I will show you one of my laptops that is a lot harder to read. So honestly, the easiest way to do it is just dump out all the tips and see which one actually fits. Since this is a bigger port, so we're going to have to choose a bigger one. So let's pour them all out and grab a bunch of the bigger ones. Once you grab, I think this is a Lenovo, but once you grab the bigger ones, okay, so we have a bunch here. Let's see which one fits. And here is a Lenovo one, I believe, so it's not going to fit. It's too big. Here is a smaller-ish one. That's not going to fit either. So here are the two, I believe, that will fit. The problem is that Dell and HP both have the same size. So how do you know which one's the right one? Well, the easiest way to figure that out, the cheating way, is to check over here. Over here it says 19.5 M9, right? Over here it says 18.5. So we know our laptop takes 19.5. So really we can deduce by that the 19.5 is the right one. However, the proper way is to really check. So let's take a look at the numbers. Over here it says M12 and M9. So let's go to M9, and it says 0.1 amps, 19.5 volts, and it says Dell right here. So we know that this is going to be a Dell machine. But if we look at the M12, which is on the other side, over here it's 18.5 volts, which is wrong, and it says HP and compact. So you know that already you want to deal with the M9 rather than the M12. So let's get the M9 one. This is the M12. Here's the M9. But of course, we also have to check the amps. You want it to be equal, or you want the charger to be more powerful, or at least equal to the computer. So our computer is at 4.6 or 6.7. So the M9 is 4.6 right here, as you can see. And over here, it says 4.6, I believe. Look really closely, 4.6. So we're good. So let's plug it in and see how it works. So first we're going to plug this into here. And as you can see over here, I don't know if you could tell, it's grooved. It has a key. It's keyed so that way you can only put it in the right direction. So as you can see right here, this is flat as well. And this is grooved like this. So we're going to stick it in like this. And it should be good. There we go. It goes in perfectly. We're going to unvelcro and connect it. All right. There we go. Perfect. And all of them are right angled, which in most cases will be more beneficial. So let's plug that in. And here's a tip for nerds that are have a lot of laptops. I write on my laptop what tip it uses, so that way, if I ever need to reuse it, I should know what tip it uses, and that's really convenient. And as you can see over here, we're able to boot in, and it is charging. As you can see, I'm gonna show you what it's plugged in, and it's working well. So it's working well for this Dell laptop. Obviously, I think I'd rather it would have 6.7 amps, but it only does up to 4.6, which is fine. It's still working fine, and it does the job. Um, let's move on to a different laptop. Over here, I have my Lenovo laptop, and if we look at the bottom, we'll see there is a slot for a battery, so we're going to take that battery out. And over here, Lenovo uses 20 volts, which is definitely different than the other brands at 2.25-3.25. I'm going to replace the battery. There we go. The charging hole for this Lenovo is actually a square, so that's going to be easy to find, or rectangle, whatever you want to call it. And it fits right in, and I think it is fits right in both ways. Let's take off our Dell tip easily. We're going to line it up over here and just put that in properly. You don't want to ruin anything. And put it right in. There we go. I'm going to turn it on. We are booted in. Over here, we're going to see how it's charging. And as you can see, it's already at 100%, but it is plugged in, so you see it works well. Now, what mistake did we make? We did not actually check to make sure that it was the right amount of power. So let's check. This is the M10, so it's using 20 volts, which is correct, and 2.25 to 3.25 to 4.5. I'm sorry, not sure if you can see that. So we're good, and it says Lenovo. I knew that it was good, so that's why I was able to use it, but really, you should be checking beforehand. In this specific case, since all Lenovo's are the same, we could assume that it's okay. And also, it did say 20 volts here. You can easily just check that, and usually you'll be fine with like that. So we've done Dell, we've done Lenovo. Let's do HP. I'm in a little 13-inch HP laptop here. And as you can see, this one is a lot harder to read. But let's show you over here. It's 19.5, 2.31. So 19.5 to 2.31. And as you can see, I've already written M21 here because I have used this before. And as you can see, the M21 right here, 19.5, 2.31. But, sorry, I'm not sure you can see that. M21, 19.5, 2.31, and is meant to be working with HP. And this is the pin size, but you'll see the pin size does fit. I'm not sure what color it was. I think it was this color. Let's see, is this M21? This is, in fact, M21. Perfect. So let's plug it in. And as you can see, it fits. So that's already known to be working. And here we're going to plug it in. And here we have the HP laptop. As you can see right here, it is charging. We're going to take a look at that. Oops. And plugged in, 1 hour and 27 minutes. It has 47% right now. And it's working well. And if we take the plug out, you'll see charging will stop. So definitely works with HP as well. And last but not least, we're going to try it with the Type-C tip. Now this tip is different. As you can see, it has a lot more capacitors and whatever inside. Some kind of, probably has some kind of firmware in there or something like that. And we're going to plug it right in. And as you can see, it does have an LED. And we're going to try to connect this to a bunch of different things and see how it does. So over here, I have a Pixel 3a, and we're going to connect it via this USB-C. And as you can see, it's charged. It's already fully charged, so that's good. 100%, and it is working. Now, one thing I did notice is that if I did put it in the other way, it actually wasn't working. So that's interesting. So you got to make sure you plug it in the direction that it's supposed to be. I guess just try it both ways. We forgot to actually take a look at the voltage. So this is M0 because it's the 0. I guess it's the one that they would assume that people are going to use the most. M0. And it goes from 5 volts to 20 volts. It has apparently complete control about the voltage. And it goes from 1 amp to 4.5 amps, which is nice. Type-C. And it does do all of these. MacBook Pro, Dell, HP, Acer, Huawei, Asus, Lenovo. I tried it with a Lenovo and it actually worked well. I don't have that Lenovo here, unfortunately, so I can't show you. But it did work. And now we're going to try it with this tablet right here. As you can see, it is USB Type-C. As you can see, it's charging with the Anker charger, and now we're going to try to plug in the charger from PowerSeed. So we're going to take this out, and we're going to quickly plug it in because it is a very low battery, and the light lights up again, and it is charging, and it is using the same amount of power as the Anker charger, which is good because the Anker charger is really good. And as you can see, charging it up, 1%, 3 hours and 16 minutes, and the light lights up when it's working. Now let's try to invert it and see if that makes a difference. Okay, and the good news is that even when it's inverted, other way, whatever you want to call it, it is still working. So either direction it works. I guess just on my phone over here, for some reason it did not work when it was the other way, but for the tablet it is working fine. So let's compare this charger to some of the other universal chargers that are available. You'll notice this charger is one piece, whereas some other chargers out there, and this is also a universal charger, comes in two separate pieces. There are benefits and disadvantages of having two different pieces. So let's talk about it. Having one piece, it's much more portable. You can just put it, in a box or whatever, and this flips out and it plugs right in. The cable is not going to get messy in the way. Whereas this one, you have two different cables. They could get tangled up or whatever it is, and that's could be a little bit annoying. This charger is 90 watts, whereas this charger is just 65 watts. Right here, you can see it's 65. Over here, somewhere, it will tell you that it is actually 90 watts, which is in a way better, depending on what you're using it for. Another thing I want to mention is that this cable is going to be shorter, while this one is longer. So that could be advantage or disadvantage, depending on where you're using this. Another thing I want to talk about is in a case, for example, where you have a plug like this. If you wanted to plug it into this port right here, you wouldn't be able to because it has the whole thing hanging down. But you can plug it in right here, but it is a little bit chunkier. I mean, it's a little more annoying in some ways, and eventually this might get loose. So that's a disadvantage. Whereas this one, this charger right here, you can really just plug it into any charger you would like, any outlet you would like, and not have any issues. It really is much more, friendly for tighter spaces. But for example, if you buy this charger right here, universal charger, it is 90 watts also, and comes in the same form factor that you have to put this plug into and use. You can use with this, which also can be an advantage or disadvantage. Another difference between this charger and other charger is that it actually does have a charging port, which could be really convenient if you are traveling, for sure, or even if you are pressed for, power outlets, or in general, just it might come in convenient. So in conclusion, this universal charger does come with 16 tips, works with almost everything that I've tried except for the Lenovo thin chargers, or I should say thin barrel laptops. But you really got to be careful and check to make sure that the voltage is right using the included voltage meter guide for all the tips here. It does come with a port that charges your devices at the same time with USB-A. We also spoke about the fact that it comes with a brick and doesn't plug in like this. It has advantages and disadvantages. We also showed you how I was able to charge my HP, my Lenovo, and my Dell laptop without any problems, and how we were careful to make sure we use the right tip using this guide and common sense. All in all, I would definitely recommend this PowerSeed charger. It definitely was exceeded my expectations and was able to charge all the computers that I tried. I have a whole lot of laptops and I worked on all of them. The only one that it didn't charge was the Lenovo thin barrel one, which it did not have the right tip for. So thanks for watching. I hope this helped you. Definitely recommend it. For $27, it's a good price, or $26, whatever it was. It's a good price for a charger that basically will help you if you're a tech or you're not sure which charger that you need, or you have a bunch of laptops that need chargers for. It could definitely be very helpful. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments. Like the video if it helped you, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.